So, our culture has a way of seeing good and evil as binary concepts. This is likely to do with a inheritance of Christianity in early days, as outlined by Elaine Pagel, that Christians are seen as the good people and foreigners are seen as evil, demonic. Well, if we really read the Bible, like Nachama Leibowitz most critically does here, defying many traditions, including her gendered being female identity, then quite a different image emerges, because good and evil is not so clear-cut, although I think the Torah does have a very definite view of what evil is. So she has some notes here on this week's Parsha, Toldos. And it goes, after the full import of what had happened to him regarding the blessings dawned on Esav. This happened after Jacob stole Esav's blessings. Jacob took up the garb of Esav and received the blessing from his father, Isaac, who was blind. And so this evoked in Esav, upon discovery, a very bitter reaction. And it says here, he cried with a loud and bitter cry. The derivation of some special lesson from an analogous phrasing recurring in different parts of the Tanakh is one of the commonplaces of rabbinic exegesis. So this kind of passage, occurs many times. And this is one of the motifs of understanding the meaning of a passage. Our sages connected the above phrase regarding the cry of Esav with the identical wording that is applied to the cry of Mordecai in the book of Esther. This is the story of Purim. Here in Haman and Achashverosh's edict to exterminate his people. This is Mordecai crying with a loud and bitter cry. Between the lines, they read a lesson of sin and its retribution after a lapse of centuries. Let us quote the Midrash Bereshis Rabbah on this theme. This is from a Midrashic commentary, kind of apocrypha, but not false, not fictional, not meant to be taken completely as fiction, but as elucidation of the meaning. Whoever maintains that the Holy One, blessed be He, is a foregoer of his just claims, may he forego his life. He is merely long-suffering, but ultimately collects his due. Jacob made Esav break out into a cry but once. And where was he punished for it? In Shushan the capital, as it says, and he cried with a loud and bitter cry. The punishment for wrongdoing Esav did not follow immediately, but remained suspended until the time was ripe. So this took place perhaps thousands of years after the original incident, and God replayed Yaakov in a way that's measure for measure. This same theme recurs in connection with another verse found in Psalms 80. There the phrase, the ma'ot, shalish, taken usually to mean tears in great measure, is interpreted by rabbinic exegesis to mean threefold tears, shalish, being the Hebrew expression of threefold number, an allusion to the tears shed by Esav. Here is Rashi's explanation of the verse, which reads, Thou feedest them with the bread of tears, and givest them tears to drink in great measure. The expression threefold tears refers to the 3 tears shed by Esav, as it is stated. And he cried a cry aloud and bitter. The Almighty, who takes note of our tears, also takes note of those shed by the wicked Esav. They also are noted and cry out for retribution. So even the wicked Esav, who was a murderer and an idolater, and perhaps deserved to be punished, still was under the guise of divine protection. He takes note not only of the tears of the wicked, but I'm sure much more so of the tears of the righteous.